So good morning, LaLa, and I'm so excited to welcome the gentlemen and the creators of You True, Nolan Carrol and Jean-Paul. Thank you so much for being with us today.
Thanks for having us.
We've got hashtag Friday Feels for you both.
Okay.
Let's just tell you that. Nothing gets me more excited than two very well-dressed gentlemen and a good discount. So tell us about this app.
Thank you. Basically, You True is an incentive-based app we created. We realized that there's a lot of apps out there that are driven by points. We said, why don't we create an app that actually really put money in people's pocket by looking at different ads, and each time you're looking at an ad and you get 10 cents by looking at them. And as you guys know, we all receive coupons in our mails, and what we do with it, we trash them.
Yeah.
Every day, 90% of the coupons that receive go to trash, meaning billions of dollars go to waste. And with the same idea, I get engrossed into this idea of creating You True. Say, you know what? Why don't I actually design an app to redirect those coupons that actually they throw in the trash and send it directly to people and give you some kind of incentive, pay you 2 or 3 or 10 cents each time you look at them. So, and that's where You True comes.
But let's face the fact, like there's many things. What really drives us to try out that new app, that new whatever, is that there's somebody that we really like look to, idolize, we want to be part of this whole lifestyle. Like, what is the lifestyle of being involved with this app? Obviously, that's why you got involved.
Yeah.
What does that look like?
Well, the lifestyle with it is people get paid to view these different companies, these small businesses.
But they want you.
They want me.
Yes, they want cash, but they want you. That's what they want, right?
Well, for me, it's one of those things where when I was
They want your
playing
jacket at least, that's for
well,
sure.
my jacket is fresh. It's from Sioux Supply, if anybody wants to know.
But you can look at it on You True as well.
Yeah, you can on You True if you want to. But, people are enticed by coming from a transition. And for me, I played football, and then going from football to business, it's like, well, how did you do that? It was so surprising and shocking to a lot of people because they don't view me like that. And they only view me as one thing, a football player. And there's always this quote that was always said to me that I've just kept in my mind forever. Football is what you do, it's not who you are. Mm-hmm. And that's the thing that I've always kept in my mind all the time. And the perfect example for me, somebody that's made a transition like that, is Michael Strahan. He went from playing with the Giants, he won a Super Bowl, and all of a sudden you just see him on everything. He's on Good Morning America, he's doing the broadcasting stuff, he's been on Metamucil commercials, he's everything. You just name it, it's just been a seamless transition for him. And when I saw that a few years ago, I was like, man, he's the guy I want to kind of emulate. And now that I'm kind of doing it, I feel like I want other people, other athletes, not just football players, but other athletes to see, oh, Nolan can do this, he's showing us how to do it. Let me at least try and follow his way. You can't do it exactly the same way, but at least figure out a way to do it.
Well, because players in general are, the stigma is that you guys make a lot of money and you spend a lot of money and you don't keep your money, right?
That's true. That's true.
We all know that. So now we're like, it seems like you guys are going, okay, we got to do this a new way.
Yeah, definitely. And I guess guys are now starting to get on the bandwagon and seeing that there are a lot more guys that you see retiring and then transitioning to other things in life, not just business, but entertainment, whatever it might be that interests them. And now other guys are starting to see that and say, oh, wow, I can actually do something else besides football that they've been playing since they were 6 years old.
You're making such a great point. So I work with a lot of athletes, and one of the greatest challenges and opportunities that they obviously face is just this shift in identity from being a professional athlete with like all this fame and all this money, lots of which they still have at that point, to doing something else with their lives. And a lot of them, struggle with lots of depression. Sometimes they become suicidal. You've made that transition so seamlessly. What was it that allowed you to do that? Was it this guy? Was it just?
Well, in part it has been Jean-Paul, and the greatest thing about him is every day he's got something new to teach me. It's like he's took me under his wing, and we've known each other for about probably 4 or 5 months now, but in that short amount of time, he's taught me crazy stuff that I can't even learn going to school or business school or anything. But, it's one of those things where when I was playing, I always knew, even before that, I wanted to do something else besides sports. I just didn't know what it was. And just kind of going through the process when I was playing, and I would see other guys and what they were doing, and other guys when they finished didn't know what to do, that kind of scared me. So I really thought about it. And last year when I was in Dallas, and I got 2 bad concussions in one game, and that's where I was able to sit down and just focus and say, hey, look, there's a life after football. What do you really want to do? And then I remember a few months later, I sat down, at my dinner table. I opened up my computer and I just stared at it. Like, what is it that you want to research that you want to do?
Yeah.
And I couldn't find out anything. But then a couple months later, when I was just going through life, just doing whatever, I started finding different things that interest me, and business was one of them. It just so happened that me and John Paul were able to line up, and he was able to bring me into this business world heavy, and ever since then it's been fun.
So Jean-Paul, what was it about Nolan that you decided to partner up with him?
And I see the drive. He wants to do something. And I told him about my history. And at first, I was not into the business world. I wanted to be a priest, and went to the priesthood and quit. Went back, get married, and starting. My main degree was in business and finance, and went to law school. And I transitioned and say, you know what? I wanted to help, and the best way to help is to create. And I started creating different kind of business from scratch, and I became very successful in creating different businesses. And I see it in him in terms of like he wants to create. He has a passion. So I told him about my story, and then it was a perfect match. And tell him about U-True, the vision, and he sees it. And since then, we've been trying to get it to the next
Going
level.
hard, yep.
Going hard and stuff.
So you're bonding through the faith as well?
We've
Yes.
just been bonding in general. If you look at it from the outside looking in, you just see two guys on two opposite ends of the spectrum, and you're like, how is this working? But it's worked well just
love
because we kind of know how each other are thinking. So, and our interests, and we both have the same drive of trying to make a difference, whatever it might be.
Yeah. Like they say, it's always about timing and take advantage of certain opportunity and situation. When we met, it was the perfect timing for him. It was the perfect timing for me to find a CEO for U-True, and it fits perfectly, and it was just,
And it's the perfect timing for us to download the U-True app
Yes,
and get
yes.
ready for the holiday season. So
Exactly.
how does it work, and how can people get involved?
Oh, you want to take this one?
Yeah. Well, it's easy to download. You just put in your email, you put in your name, and then after that, wherever your location is, say we're in LA now, there's actually there's 100 businesses in LA right now. So you can go on there, look at it, and there's no sign up. Like if you sign up, then a week later you get charged. There's no charges or anything. So there's no gimmicks to this app. It's once you sign up, you go in, you see the businesses, and you get paid for each business that you look at. And the greatest thing about it we see is not as only is the customer getting paid, but the businesses have a fighting chance against other big businesses around the area, just because everything is in this app. Like John Paul was saying, they don't have to waste money on these flyers and things that they're sending in the mail that you're ultimately just going to throw away. It's all in your phone, and it gives people an incentive that have downloaded it to get paid from it, but at the same time, see what deals might be out there that might interest them. Hey, they want a hair salon, or they want to go shopping
Great
there.
suit.
Or a suit, exactly. Whatever it is. But around this time during the holidays, people are always trying to find ways to save money, and they're trying to always look for different ways to make money as well. And I think U-True is the best app because it's a free app that's giving you free money.
Yeah. And while you're looking around, and you're getting paid doing the same thing too. So you don't have to buy to get paid. It's the same, as I mentioned, the same concept as the coupon. So you look at it, you like it, you still get paid 10 cents by just looking at it. So we just redirecting, yes.
Love that. So if you want his blazer and
Then
that
you-
bracelet, you can't have those ones because
You
he
may not
promised
be able
those to Jesden and I. But you can get your own on the app.
Exactly. Be sure to download the U-True app. We'll be back with more on Good Morning LaLa.